I'll never be. Your thought process is something that I could never see. Not being in your top 5, not my tragedy. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free.
He said, Sean, better you than me. All this lunacy, you wanna talk when all you do is grieve. Let me hop off this wooden tree. You wanna pop off like you is me? Usually I don't do this, but okay, grab the control. You wanna play God, you human being? Being I am the supreme. Seeing you and all that off-white is so awkward, it's obscene. Come to me, I'll make you clean and get you out that knockoff. It's not all like what it seems. I see you think you raw cause you caught in all this beef. Quit killing these whack rappers. What you are is what you eat. Start reaching for the stars, Sean, you're calling so unique. Forget the bars, I called you to be free.
A slave to your opinion, something I'll never be. Your thought process is something that I could never see. Not being in your top 5, not my tragedy. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Forever free. Forever free. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Forever free. Forever free. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Men will never be M, so they can't stand me. Don't know what for your ears, so there's no plan B. Those that are called day ones are my family. Stepping into the game with my auntie. End of my career, no, this can't be. Got my seal of approval, so stamp me. Nah, I ain't got style, so you can't cramp me. Stay simple in my lane, yeah, no fancy. Nah, I didn't come in the game. Trying my best to shine. Man, that would drive me insane. Under your mountain to climb, cause those are no minds are leading the blind. And either they can't see, not heeding the signs. Or either this is the start of a thing, or we just come to the end of the times. The use of people's opinions, trying to measure success. There's always a Lexus, got an X that's marked all over your chest. You're rooting for death like the Judas effect, so please don't be ghost writing Lucifer stakes. And all the Yeshua is truly the best. Y'all killing the beast while we killing the flesh. A slave to your opinion, something I'll never be. Your thought process is something that I could never see. Not being in your top 5, not my tragedy. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Forever free. Forever free. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Forever free. Forever free. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Yeah, can't stop, won't stop until the day that this flesh and bones drop. But even then, I'm pulling Ezekiel, dry bones in the valley where it first starts. I can't be rocked, cause I got my spiritual weapons cocked. Bulletproof vest on, better get the best on, ready to take on any caliber shot. We're coming in heavy and hot, cause hell was coming whether you're ready or not. I know you're thinking that you're the cream of the crop, leading people to a place where fire ain't even hot. Cause pride is a hell of a thing, one downfall of us frail human beings. Trying to be God is a devilish scheme, it's a hellish fling with a rebellious theme. Giving glory to God, this is what we were called to do. He is called to you, to get involved like Paul would do. He called the Gentiles and the Jews, and that's the news. I'm supposed to give to all of you, that's exactly what I'm called to do. Even if we fall like 7 times, get back on the grind and follow through. A slave to your opinion, something I'll never be. Your thought process is something that I could never see. Not being in your top 5, not my tragedy. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Forever free. Forever free. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free. Forever free. Forever free. Because my freedom and God don't make me forever free.
Yeah, it's about that time, you already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to stop the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Hey, yo, what's cracking? It's your man Lecrae, aka Crazy Crayola, the bond servant. Right now, you listening to the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and Jeremiah. I see you, boy. Hold it down. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good? All right, for all things Trackstars, make sure you go to trackstarswithaz.com. Follow us on Instagram at Trackstars, Twitter at Trackstars, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and just do it all, man. We need you to leave a review for us so that we know how well we're doing or how we need to improve. You can help us curate this show. Your input is very important, so make sure you go and download the app, download the podcast, and make sure you leave a review. Apple iTunes, all right?
Yeah, man. So shout out to our sponsor, Untitled University. You can see Ryan Righteous with the hat right there.
Yeah.
I got my joint. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Untitled University. So if you like these hats, we also have the beanies.
Yeah, the beanie is dope.
So here it is. So during November, every high school senior, junior, or transfer student who applies to Untitled will be given a new hat. Students can choose between this winter beanie. Where's my beanie at? The winter beanie. All right. And a baseball cap that Ryan's wearing. Mm-hmm. Shipping is free as well. So enjoy these previews and apply now. So look up Olivet Nazarene University. Check them out, man. It's awesome. They're supporting the show, so we're supporting them. All right. So obviously Jeremiah went through some changes, a little plastic surgery.
That what we're going to call it?
So shout out to Jason Bordeaux for filling in for Jeremiah today. Jeremiah he actually got surgery and technically. So he is out of it today, but he's on the chat, so he'll be talking here and there, but he got his wisdom teeth out. So doing a TV show where you have to talk constantly is not the best thing to do right now. So Jason Bordeaux is with us. How you doing, sir?
Yo, what's up? It's been a while since I've been on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
It's good to be here.
Hey, Did you get my request for a digital autograph?
Digital autograph?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, man.
I need you to DocuSign me your autograph now that you got your album out, your EP out.
I'll send you a physical when I get them in, bro. I'll send you a physical, and I'll sign it for you.
Yeah,
right,
so
wipe it down real good before you put it in the mail.
The song you just heard was Jason Bordeaux's new song, Forever Free. He has an album coming out soon, really soon. So check him out. So we're gonna get into some stuff, but talk about that song real quick.
The song, I don't know, man. I wanted to do something that was upbeat, and I love that particular beat, and then just wanted to remind people, like, no matter what happens, you're free. Like, no matter who the president is, no matter what COVID is, like, even if you're stuck in your house, you can't go nowhere, you're still free because of Christ, and that's where our freedom comes from. I heard somebody say one time that the only person who can enslave you is the person who owns your freedom, which is Christ. And so I thought that was interesting. But I got this really dope artist. If y'all never heard of him, his name is Sean David Grant. Y'all should go check him out. He's got an album out called Wonder Years, and he did his thing. I love that line, the white rappers line, and yeah, man, I just wanted to have some fun with it. And whenever I did I did one verse, and then when you got on it, I was like, I really need a second verse, and so I took actually the first like 6 bars of the third verse on the track is recycled from an old mixtape I did.
Oh, dope.
But the rest of it was fresh, and yeah, man, I got a lot of feedback on the line for line, so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and release this as a single, and which I felt like is going to help a little bit, just expose the difference between this EP that's coming up and the previous singles I've done, because the EP is different from my previous singles for anybody who is curious on how it's going to sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was an honor being on there with you, man. Actually, you're the first verse I've written since my album, Wonder Years. Oh, you guys know my dad passed away. He had got cancer right after my album came out, so I hadn't written anything since then. So that was the first verse I've written. I owe Damo a verse as well, so I'm trying to get back into it. I owe Rick Sincere some verses as well, so I'm gonna slowly get back into it. But I went cold turkey after my dad's diagnosis, so this is me coming back in, trying to get it going again. But appreciate you asking me to get on that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was gonna get well, that's the album stuff. I ain't gonna worry about it. But it was good to have you on. I definitely want to work with all the Trackstarz team. Like, we just need a Trackstarz team mixtape is what we need.
could do it.
With Red Snapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I love it. I love it.
So speaking of bringing things back, we haven't done a Noteworthy in a long, long time. If you guys don't know what Noteworthy is our way of getting people to send us letters anonymously so they don't feel embarrassed. They can ask us the craziest questions. We'll try to give as much insight as we can. We've gotten some crazy questions over the years, but we just kind of, so many things started happening that we kind of got away from doing Noteworthies. And we have like 30 of them piled up that we haven't even touched. So we went back and said, hey, we weren't able to answer this person's question at the time, but there's other people who still may benefit from these. And if you guys start sending in new ones, we'll start doing more than new ones as well. But so we reached in the bag and pulled out what was there, and this is what came out. So, all right, Jason, help me out with this Noteworthy.
All right. Problems with pornography and masturbation. Hello, Trackstarz. Love the weekly content you guys present. You guys have truly impacted my Christian walk. I have literally binge watched from 9 years ago to almost now. In the case you're watching this last year's content, thanks for doing what you do. Onto my letter. I am a 24-year-old male. I just lost my job due to safety in the workplace. Since then, and in the past, I have struggled with pornography, as every man has, Christian or not. But here's the thing. It is gay, black pornography and masturbation. I am straight, but I have been struggling with this for a while. No one knows, not even my group me family or family and friends. What do I need to do to get rid of this horrible sin I'm committing? I have been praying to God constantly, but I feel like he doesn't seem to hear me. If you guys can help me understand why I'm going through this, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, your fellow Trackstarz fan and support. Love you guys.
Wow.
All right. That was the first thing that popped out. So we were like, okay, this is why we used to do these, because it's raw. It's like nobody would come on here and just say that out loud, right?
Yeah.
But that's something that's somebody's dealing with. So to be able to ask their brothers anonymously, hey, this is what I'm really dealing with. You don't know who I am. We actually even may know this person. We have no idea. But this is real. And we want to give you guys a space to say what's real without the judgment. You may get some judgment, honestly. I don't know how these people are going to respond. But it won't be like your name's attached to it or anything. But we're going to give our best effort to say, okay, this is what we believe God may be saying to you. If you were in a room with us as brothers, this is what we would say to you. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Just because, you have to come from different angles, right? You got to come from so many different angles. He's a straight man that's dealing with gay pornography, right? And that's something that, in your mind, you're thinking, well, there's a couple of things we got to attack here, right? We got to attack your
let's say address, not attack. That sounds
right. Address. Thank you. We have to address the sin itself, right? The level. I won't even say can I call it a perversion if we're talking about a straight man with a problem with gay pornography? Because honestly, what it sounds like is that he may not know that he's having those feelings for guys. And maybe he's just not acted on it. So there's a couple of things we got to do. This is a really tough one for me because I had to deal with the last one that we had that was really, really difficult. And I kind of just did the same thing. Like I just kind of talked around it because it's like, man, it hit me so fast that all the advice I want to give is, first of all, just repent of the sin. Repent of the nature of it, repent and ask God to find the root of it, right? Find the root of where it came from, where you established it, and cut it off at its root. That's what needs to happen first and foremost, is to ask for repentance and then find the root of it and then try to address it from that standpoint, because it really is a lot of situations here that we have to kind of like break down piece by piece. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would almost say the gay part is almost irrelevant. I think the porn part is the issue here, right? Like, I think guys struggle with porn of all sorts, and if you struggle with porn, you can venture off into a lot of different things. And whether he knows he's gay or doesn't know he's gay, that's a whole nother discussion. Watching porn for pleasure, that sin in itself is a hard one for guys, regardless of what's on the screen. And what do you say to somebody that feels like it's not wrong? What do you say to somebody who feels like, hey, everybody does it? What is watching porn a sin?
You said what?
Is watching porn a sin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now why?
Lust.
Yeah.
It's lust in the heart.
Yeah, and
Money
if you're
lust in your
married,
heart.
adultery. Yeah.
So if you're a single man, is it wrong to watch porn?
Yes.
Yes.
If you're a married couple, can you watch porn?
That is.
Oh, you're slow. You're slow.
Where's your wife's book at?
So-
Where's your
so
wife's
seriously-
book?
No. Seriously. That's actually in my wife's book.
Yeah.
It's part of the somebody asked that question to her because they said, well, is the marriage bed really defiled? Is the marriage bed really undefiled if you make up your own rules as you go along? And I was like, whoa, that's a
so.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
tough.
the way I see
What
it
do you
is
think?
like my wife and I bought a book when we first got married, and it's got, this is gonna be adult mature, y'all. It's got
Kama Sutra.
positions in it.
Yeah.
It's not that book, but
It's
it's
based
just a
off
book
of
of different. Yeah, it's different, positions.
You got that Cosmopolitan joint too?
No, we ain't got the Cosmo. But in general, though, I think there's ways for you. I mean, how else can you learn
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
do
I
different
understand.
things or whatever? And so I feel like there's probably an essence of educational purposes for it,
Yeah.
but you're not necessarily going to find that on the internet. I mean, or whatever people usually see on pornography channels. But just watching it as a couple, I think to me, it's like if you question it, throw it out. Like when in doubt, throw it out. And so that's one of those things where I'm just like, I feel like there's too many issues with it. Like one of the spouses can be lusting after whatever's on TV. They might be using this educational thing to get them in the mood, which I feel like might be wrong. So to me, it's just kind of dangerous. But if you're just particularly trying to say, hey, honey, we need to learn some new stuff just to keep it exciting, which I don't know. I can't go into too much detail. My wife would get mad at me.
All right, cool. So let's move on.
I'm the guy with the wife with the book.
Yeah, your wife goes there. But here's the deal. Here's another thing. You're right. There's a lot here because he also mentioned masturbation. So is that wrong?
Yeah.
Are you saying yeah, or are you?
No, the Bible says if you know right and you do wrong, it's considered sin.
Right. Yeah, but some people don't think it's wrong. So is it wrong?
Yeah, it is, because you're essentially God made sex for you to be able to procreate, right?
Wait, what? I'm sure your wife doesn't agree with that.
What? No. I'm saying like in sex, you're procreating. So if you are having sex by yourself, you're not.
No, but that's not. When you're married, you don't do it always for procreation.
No. I'm just saying. I'm telling you what the design of it was. What are you talking about?
You found a little trip. Okay.
No. I'm telling you what the design of it was.
Okay.
So God's design for it was for you to be able to be fruitful and multiply, right?
That's not true.
That's not the only design for it.
I didn't say it was the only design.
Okay.
Sean always does that. He always tries to trip you up and be like,
No,
yo.
I'm not. This is an actual question. I'm just saying, like, your answer, I'm challenging it. Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that.
Okay.
That is only for procreation.
No, it's not only. I said it's the design. The design is for procreation, right? That's how we multiply and have children. So all I'm saying is when you do that by yourself, it's outside of God's design.
But
it's wrong.
I'm challenging you because then there's a hole in your argument because it's not designed just for procreation. It's
I
designed
didn't
for
say that it
pleasure.
was.
Yeah, but
I didn't say that it was.
listen to me.
I'm
Listen to
giving
me.
you one of the designs.
But
Okay,
listen
how
to
about
me.
that?
I'm telling you that there's a problem with your logic because it's not only designed for that, right? It's designed for pleasure in a marriage. So if it is designed for pleasure in a marriage, then what makes it wrong for the single person?
Well,
I think the issue with a single person doing that is, one, it's for self only,
yeah.
so it's just to pleasure my flesh. Two, again, when in doubt, throw it out. Three, I don't know of any man who has ever done that, or I haven't talked to women about doing it because I'm not a woman. I stay away from those conversations. But I've never talked to a man who's like, yeah, I just sit here and just that's the only portion of anything that I do. It's always accompanied with lust of some sort.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know any man who just whatever on his own without any sin being involved. And so I think that's the it's the sin that's involved with that. I don't think that in itself is a sin necessarily, but I do think that usually the mental images or whatever you're participating in to accompany that is the sin.
Yeah,
But-
so I would say this. I would argue that there's nothing necessarily in the Bible about this specifically. You can infer from when it says sexual immorality and two becoming one in marriage. So you would assume that if you're doing marriage stuff before marriage in any form, then that would constitute your sinning. That's sexual immorality. It's not the moral version of what he created. And the reason I got on Ryan about the procreation part is because it was designed for pleasure as well. Sex is not happens to be pleasurable. It is designed to be, right? It's supposed to be to bring married couples closer together. That's half of the point of it, right? So those two things are for marriage, right? So if you participate in that lust of desiring that outside of marriage, that's what we would call sexual immorality. So that would be my answer to him as far as I don't know if he's single or not. He could be a married person. So now his assertion that he's a straight man but likes watching black gay pornography, what does that mean?
I would have to assume he might be white, which
You mean the fact that he pointed out the black part? Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know why that would matter unless I don't know. But what was your question?
Why is he asserting that he's a straight man, but also asserting that he watches gay pornography? Like why is he making that distinction?
I think because, and this is something I've learned kind of studying pornography and addiction and things like that, is that usually, men typically start with regular porn, man on woman or man woman porn. And then usually what will happen is it's like a drug, right? So you're watching it, the dopamine set off, whatever mental chemical functions happen that get you excited.
Yeah.
Well, then after a while, the same old, just like drugs, the same visual stimulation gets old. So you start to experiment. Oh, well, this is a little bit different. Let me check this out. And in many cases, it has led to gay pornography. And I've heard that from a ton of different resources. And so, it is normal. I don't think it necessarily makes him gay. I don't think it necessarily makes him wanting to have sex with men. I think part of it's curiosity. It could be, but when you're, I guess, you're masturbating in doing that, it might worry you that you may be gay. But I think in general though is obviously I think biblically we can all understand that gay in itself is a sin, so that's probably got him worried obviously for that. And then taking personal pleasure in seeing two people engage in that sin, and them being black really doesn't matter necessarily. I don't think there's, almost it being gay doesn't matter, like Sean was saying earlier. But I do understand his concern, like, well, what if I meet a woman and I might not be physically attracted to her?
I actually know somebody who told me that that's how he became gay. He said, I was watching a lot of pornography. He said, and then after a while I stopped paying attention to the women and started focusing in on the guys.
So here's the thing, and this is just my opinion. I don't know if it's biblical or anything like that. I'm just telling you, this is just from observation, friends and things like that. I think it may be a mistake and we may be falling for a worldly view of this by saying someone became gay or identifies as gay or not, where I think the Bible leans to more gay is an action, it's not an identity. You see what I'm saying? Like, where sin is a sin, it's you're doing a sin or you're not doing a sin, right? It's not, you don't become a sin. And I think when we participate in the identification of people as a sin in biblical terms, you are now a thing, you are gay, you are this, I think that can become a mistake because it makes people think you are this or you're not a this. Whereas somebody can believe in their mind, I am not gay, but then they do things that the Bible would consider a sin, right? In that direction. So I just think we need to reframe it as you're not one thing or another. And I think honestly, the world is even moving towards there not being a polar opposite sexualities anymore, right? So this should be easy to agree with. I don't think we should be labeling things as gay, not gay. Are you, as a Christian, are you sinning or are you not sinning? Are you closer to God or further away from God? If we agree it's a sin, it doesn't matter what you characterize yourself as. Are you closer to God, or wait, is he pleased or is he not pleased? You see what I'm saying? So I think we need to get away from the labeling as well, because it puts people in boxes to make them think, oh, if I had a thought or if I have a desire, that means I am the thing. No, it means you may be struggling with the thing, you may be grappling with the thing, but you don't become the thing. And I think we keep doing that. And then people say, well, I had a feeling, I had a thought, I had a reaction. That means I am the thing. And it's like, no, don't do that. So, of course, there's a lot of debate over all these topics. You know, you could probably watch a whole different show, and Christians, people who call themselves Christians, will say the opposite of everything we're saying about being gay, about pornography, about being married, watching pornography. So how do you know that you're right about what you think?
I think it's
proper
just
exegesis of text. I mean,
I think it's what you feel in your heart. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times, you know, we were having this conversation yesterday, Sean, you and I, about people making opinions their facts, you know, and passing it off as facts. And so I think a lot of times when you have an idea in your mind, you're like, yeah, you know what? This is what I believe to be a sin. This is what I believe to be wrong. This is what I believe to be against God's will, against God's wishes for our lives. And so I think it starts there. And I think that everybody's entitled to their own opinion, you know, no matter how you come to it, you know, and it may be you take a harder stand on this than you do something else. And we all know sin is sin, right? So I honestly believe that Christians take the hardest approach with this is because it's the sin that they don't deal with. Not saying pornography isn't, but if you're a straight man or you're a straight woman, chances are you're not dealing with lust of the opposite sex, lust of the same sex. And so that is another issue why I think people give it such a hard time, is because they can't see themselves in that position. They're like, well, this is something I know I'll never deal with. You know, like I've never had a problem with alcohol, but I do sympathize with people who do, you know, and it's run in my family, and it's the reason why I stay away from it. And so when I think that people get to that place and they're like, okay, this is bad for me, I know that this could be a gateway to something worse, so I'm not going to do this thing.
Right.
I just want to say, because you said that it's everybody's opinion is how you feel, then there's no what's right and wrong then. How do you know if you're right or wrong?
Because, I mean, it's the same way with the Bible, right? I've had conversations with Jason, I've had conversations with you, and people can take scripture out of context. Now, you guys do a lot of, correcting in love, and I appreciate that. But people take scripture out of context. And so somebody can go along believing this is what this means. Like, I remember quoting the scripture to Sean, and Sean's like, I don't think that's what that means. And I'm like, well, when I was in church and I heard that scripture and I took notes on it, I felt that that's what it was meaning, right? I always say the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just, and Sean's like, that's not really true, but whatever. And so
yeah, but you're saying this totally wrong. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what I think about it or what you think about it. We should all be trying to figure out what God thinks about it, right?
Exactly.
So, but that's why I don't want to just say, oh, it's just whatever you feel, like however you think.
Well, no, I don't think it's that. I think you have to kind of pray for wisdom and clarity on everything and anything you do.
I think it's, again, I would still go back to is proper study of scripture. I think we have too many people that just brush over stuff, or they just throw scripture out completely and they say, I'm saved, I ain't got to worry about do good, don't do good, which I believe is a huge mistake in representing Jesus well. As far as like going back to this situation, I'd say almost all those elements are an act of sexual perversion. I would say to pray that God changes your heart. I would say that God, pray that you're not being selfish, because I think sexual sin is a very selfish sin in every aspect. It's like, God wants me to be happy sexually so I can have sex with whoever I want to. It doesn't matter. That's making it all about you. Like God's up there thinking, I want you to be sexually satisfied so you can, whatever turns your engine, go ahead and do that.
And I would even challenge you to say, even in marriage, it's not about you.
Yeah. That's a good point.
In marriage, it's supposed to be a way for you to connect with your wife, to please your wife. The focus should be on pleasing them, not yourself. It should never, honestly, ever be about you. So that, I think that's what Jason pointed out is important.
And I'll also say there are Christian, like, sex counselors. I found out on Twitter the other day. There's actual like Christian educators who, like, I don't know if y'all remember. Do y'all remember Sex Talk with Sue Johansson, that really old show?
Nope.
No.
It's like a really old lady, like an old lady. She come on late at night, and people
It was
were
like
weird
on,
shows
on,
you guys watch.
It was
the
no, it
craziest
used to come on like after the dating game.
It was like late at
Come on,
night,
like right after dating game, yeah.
and it used to trip me out. But there's Christian people that do that same thing. I don't know if it's like TV shows and stuff, but there's Christian people that'll give you biblical answers to sexual questions. And your wife's book. What's your wife's book, by the way? What's that plug?
Secrets of the Sexy and Shameless.
There you go. Y'all check that out.
Singer.
But there's people out there
Last chapter is not about me.
But there's people that are experts in this, and they take a biblical approach. They study sexuality, things like that, and they can help you so you don't have to turn to the sinful tactics or just people who are not Christian. I might give you non-biblical answers to those, and I think that's important. And
I would say this: freedom is possible. I struggled with pornography when I was in high school, and I had to just pray, God, please, I don't want to do this. The secrecy, the feeling like you have to hide, the closing the computer. There was no laptops
screen.
back then. It was just but you know what I'm saying, like
button.
pushing the button real fast, like that kind of secrecy and dirtiness. And sex should not be attached to those emotions. I used to think sex meant dirty, secret, dark. You know what I mean? When I realized, no, like God had to show me that sex is something that He created for you. It is not just for procreation. It is for pleasure in a marriage. I gave you, somebody described it like a fireplace, right? You create a fireplace to contain the fire. It's designed for it. But if you just throw fire all over your house, it's going to burn the whole thing down, right? So you don't want to use things that are designed, that God created. Took the same time He took to make you, He made this thing for you, right? You don't want to just do that wherever, right? So I had to really reframe my mind and say, you know what? No, God loves that He made this for you. He's happy about you being able to do this with your spouse. So just reframing it as a godly thing versus a dirty secret thing. And I think that's part of rewiring, is getting out of the dark, stop the pornography and the stuff that takes you further away from God and makes you want to hide. The same feeling Adam and Eve had when they felt dirty and they had to cover themselves because they were afraid God was seeing them naked. You know, that feeling of sin. That's what sin makes you do. But it should be something that makes you like, no, God enjoys it. You could pray, like, God is a part of all of that, and it's not dirty, it's not secret. I think that should be the guide for what you do in your life. That's
a good point. Yeah, I think it's one thing, and we kind of joke about it with like the 15-year-old niece that lives in the house. My wife and I are, we'll like, yeah, we're married. There's nothing to be shameful about. Like, we're proud to be able to exercise this in our marriage. And just like when you celebrate it in context, especially for younger people, I think that's healthy. And just make sure they know, like, it's good in marriage.
Yeah, because part of what happens, and the reason why people feel like there's a lot of people, especially who deal with homosexuality, that they feel like they have to suppress a desire, right? And then if you suppress something for so long, at some point you're like, well, screw y'all, I'm just gonna do it. Screw y'all. Suppression is not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying suppress your desire. That's not the point. The point is to reframe your mind and seek God to change your mind about it. If you feel like you're suppressing something that's just boiling in you constantly, that you're not winning by just fighting it back. That's not what I'm talking about. So there has to be a changed feeling. God has to actually change you. I no longer even desire to see porn. You see what I'm saying? I no longer desire to see that. It's not like I'm just trying not to. I don't want to, because I don't want to be out of communication with God. I don't want to hide from him. I don't want to cover myself with leaves. I don't want to feel that dirtiness, right? Yeah. So every time that thought comes, it's like, no. I remember how I felt when I was out. I don't want to feel like that again. The darkness, the weight on your shoulders of that kind of a sin. So that's what I'm talking about. If it shouldn't feel like suppressing a desire. And we're dealing with so many Christians who have been suppressing desires for so long, and then they see the world embracing their desire, and then they decide to just go with them. So I'm just hoping that comes across, is that don't suppress a desire. That's not the point. The point is to seek God and ask him to change you. And if you see that you're not changed yet, keep praying. Don't just fight it down. Keep praying. Keep praying that you wake up one day and you're like, wow, I didn't even think about that today. That's amazing. Thank you, God. I didn't even want it today. That's amazing. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully any of this helps, man. I don't know what will help. I just know for me, it literally was sincerely asking God, and I don't know the trick. I just know sincerely asking God. I know there was a change in my life.
I would say one last thing.
Change on you.
Sorry. I know there's Celebrate Recovery is people. A lot of people think that's drugs, like just drugs and alcohol. That's for any type of hang up that you have. Porn addiction is one of those. And I don't know, you can Google, see if there's any churches around you, any place that's Celebrate Recovery. It's a Christian organization. Check it out. Try to find some type of other people that struggle with it. Porn, and it's embarrassing enough, and then gay porn, some people will find that even more embarrassing depending on who you are. Seek help, but make sure you definitely check out Celebrate Recovery if you can around you. Or I don't know, maybe find some. I struggle with saying Facebook groups. Facebook groups are great, but not all of them are, they're not created equal. But yeah, look for some other people that struggle with it, and people that have conquered it, I guess I'd say, or conquering it.
Yeah, there was another group that used to reach out to us, God Over Porn. Do y'all remember them?
Yeah.
Remember them? I think they might still be around. I haven't seen them. I follow them on Twitter, but I haven't seen them tweet anything in a while. So
yeah, hopefully that helps, guys. Send in your noteworthies. You can still do that. Trackstarz.com. Find a noteworthy, submit a noteworthy link. And we'll start doing more of these if this helps. I mean, it's kind of touchy stuff, but hey, it's real. So hopefully now that this is out, you'll get even more comments as people try and chime in and give their insight into it. But this is a real question, so approach it sincerely and try to give guidance. Everybody is trying to be helpful, even if you feel like they're wrong or whatever. Like, just let this be helpful. All right, you in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go. What's going on, family? Hey, look, if you're an artist out there, I know how hard it can be. I'm an artist as well. And whenever you release a song you think is dope, you're like, man, this is going to be the one. You have to go through the process of marketing. That's the hard part. That's when it really, really, really gets serious, right? Because even if you got a dope song and nobody knows about it, it's going to be a flop. So if you know the process, that means you got to go to each website, follow their submission rules, email them, do whatever they need you to do one at a time. These outlets do not like to be spammed. They do not like to be put on DCC lists, email spam lists. But Never fear, we have come up with a way to solve this problem. We created something called the Single Maximizer. Single Maximizer allows you to fill in the details for your song one time, and we customize it for each outlet and send it out to all of them for you. Not in a mass email, not as spam, individual emails customized exactly what they asked for in their music submission guidelines. It's an amazing tool. We use it for ourselves and our own music, and we're trying to share it with you guys. So go to trackstarz.com/single maximizer. Take advantage of it right now. It's an amazing tool. Check it out. Let us know your success stories. Tell us what works. Trackstarz.com. Go check it out right now.
Thought I told myself last night I was done with this. Been wanting to get a game back, have fun with it. Nowhere to go, I'm feeling trapped with every song in this. Thought about leaving church and getting back to all my younger days when I was having fun before the Hunger Games. When me and Rock was hooping constantly in the summer days. When me and Mac was in the back plotting 100 things. Everything wasn't on track, but you can see I followed suit. Best thing my dad told me was to follow through. Last time I heard his voice, it was kinda rude. Call me up, I'm about to flip one into Tire News. But God see better days for slick, say they real, time to appraise them. Man, where you from and who you came in with. Thought I signed for 2 million, that was dangerous. Cause now I know I can get it, I stopped going against them. We going digital, 05 on me, this feeling biblical. Life hand me a limit, I'm getting lyrical. Jesus was in the room when I was born. My team gon' stay the same to the top floor. If you want it, I got more. The wait was forever, I'm quite sure. I put flames on both my fingers, I'm hot boy. Put a range in my mama name is a top score. If my brothers ain't need the game, I would not talk.
It's 2045, right? And we about to take you into the future. We about to take you so far into the future that we gonna take you to the...
Look, the realest among the children, I'm not kidding. But for my cousin came to talk, I would not listen. When I was 9, I'm in the bed with a top missing. When I was 12, I seen him dead with his tie missing. So much trauma, you think of wars and hot missiles. Too much pain, how could I trust what I ain't witnessed? Say I'm a boss, cause what I got just ain't given. Look, been behind the scenes, legalize the team. Switchblade, I had to give me a fade. Visualize the dream, for you got the cream. Distance myself away from the world, just for the world. Met with my brother, he gave me knowledge, he dropping pearls. No need for rumors, I talk to God, I know I'm thorough.
They probably wondering how Swagtavion got this far into the future. Ask Elon.
What's up? This is No Big Deal representing Middle Tennessee and Indie Tribe. You are now in the field with the Trackstarz.
It's time for the Entertainment Report with Jeremiah.
All right, entertainment report time. You guys know I'm sitting in for Jeremiah. Adrienne Bailon, or Adrienne Houghton, the real co-host, got emotional during a segment on the show Wednesday when the ladies discussed the Carl Lentz firing from Hillsong and his admission that he had an affair. She said what he did was absolutely wrong, and I'm sure that his family is feeling that more than we are. And that's what really we have to remember when people go through this situation. Houghton, who's married to worship leader Israel Houghton, said on the daytime talk show after stating that the TV personality began to choke up and the tears began to flow. I was getting emotional this morning just thinking about it because I know Carl Lentz, not super personal, but on a level to some extent. My husband knows him much better than I do. I actually went to his church at Hillsong, New York, and I know that the impact that he had on my life was great. And I truly can say Carl was a part of me wanting to come back to the church, she revealed. So while it's disappointing, we can all be disappointed. No one is more disappointed than his family and his wife, but let's not erase all the good that he did. What do you all think about that statement?
That's rough. That's rough. I mean,
they kind of gave her that same harsh treatment, didn't they? When Israel left his wife?
So this is his current wife?
This is his current wife.
Stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. That's rough. That's rough. She's the other part of that equation. She's the non-Carl Lentz's wife part of that equation.
Well, so the thing is, I think Israel did admit to having an affair, but not with her. I think they were just friends.
Oh, okay.
She said they were friends of they were family friends for so long. But you can almost guess that he was always attracted to her, right?
Yeah.
Because after his marriage ends, he makes his move. So that's probably, a little bit concerning in itself. I think a lot of people have, concern with that. Also, Voices of Fire, Pharrell Williams. So there's a new Netflix series. Pharrell Williams is hopping on to shine a light on some of the undiscovered talent in his hometown with a new Netflix series called Voices of Fire. The new docuseries follows the singer and his uncle, Bishop Ezekiel Williams, as they work to create a non-traditional gospel choir. It's an exclusive first look that the docuseries gives. Bishop Williams says that he's always had a dream to build the world's most inspirational choir. The trailer offers some inspiring rehearsal footage and music, including snapshots of performers during the choir audition and the process. Pharrell's vision behind the project is to get music back to the days where those who sang rock and roll, R&B, pop, or hip hop, and how they looked at the church for inspiration. Y'all remember that? Because there's a lot of people who've come out of the church that have gone on to do like secular music, like Beyonce, Whitney Houston. There's a lot of people like that. So you all think that's a good look for Pharrell?
For Pharrell at a church, I think it's a good look for Pharrell.
Yeah.
I
didn't know
churches. I mean, it's like all of a sudden he's going to make gospel cool again. Make gospel cool again, great again.
Yeah. And then you got to also wonder, like, what kind of spin is he bringing on it? Because he said a non-traditional gospel choir. So that's interesting. Okay, in CHH news, Wande just potentially received her largest placement ever. Wande was a part of the TikTok that Apple used when they launched their first TikTok. They used her track Woo over the iPhone 12 mini campaign and challenge. And in just about 11 hours, y'all, the trend had gotten almost 100 million views. So shout out to Wande. That's really, really dope. And big shout out to John Keith as well. If you guys follow him on Instagram, he proposed to his girlfriend. So John Keith is getting married. So that's what's up for him. And then comment section this week, Jason Bordeaux's self-titled EP. The pre-order is up now. You can go ahead to Nectar and get that. You can go to you can go to iTunes and get that. The Truth and Limo Blaze Bridges EP is out. Dayton and Marty, Who Do You Believe EP. 1K Pison, A Different World, TC, Mana EP, Andy Mineo, Herman Miller single, 1K Fuse, 90s Baby single, Rockstar JT, My Migo single, Acleso, Worst Year single, A Ward, Loso, and the Saga On The Move single, Ruslan, Bless God single, and Portia Love, Brown single. And Jason, you got something you can add?
Yeah, man. So we had a Hog Mob is they're kind of shaking some things up. They got a new group with some of the folks from over there. They got a new single called Hog Mob and video. Y'all can go check that out. Sammy King, he linked up with Shaiwan. I think that's how you say his name. He's got a new single called Beast Mode. And then C. Micah and Rob Redeem, they've collabed to create Remnant Music. And so you can go check their new single out on the Trackstarz website. But also, did y'all see? Did y'all talk about Lecrae being on the Miles Morales video game?
No, say that.
Yeah. So the Spider-Man PS5 Miles Morales game. Lecrae has got at least one track up there.
Oh wow. Maybe Jeremiah covered it at some point, but if it happened this week, no.
Okay, cool deal. Anyway, so shout out to Lecrae for that placement because that's pretty big because everybody has been playing the mess out of that game.
Oh wow, that's dope. That's dope.
Awesome. So one thing I want to do a really quick segment before the top of the hour. I wanted to do a good news only. This year has been really hard for everybody in a lot of ways you guys don't even know about, honestly. It's been really hard for the track stars. So I don't want to minimize that, but we talk about bad stuff all the time. I wanted to just do a good news day. Just 5 minutes on what actually happened great in 2020. And I'm not talking about politics because not everybody agrees. I'm talking about universally agreeable good news that we can celebrate in 2020.
Hey Sean, can I say something just so I don't have to follow up this topic with some other news?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
So I lost my grandfather this morning. He passed away. And so I'd appreciate everyone just saying a prayer for our family. It's been, like I said, it's a difficult year with family passing. And so before we get into the good news, I do want to say, and it's bitter. It's very bitter for me because today is the day of my son's baby shower. And when my first child was born, I lost my father the day of my first child's baby shower. And so just losing my grandfather on the day of my last child's baby shower is triggering a lot of emotion for me. I've been thinking about my dad all day. I've been thinking about my grandfather and my grandmother all day. So if you can say a prayer for me, I appreciate that, guys. Thanks.
All right. So transition awkwardly back to good news only.
I mean, hey, he's celebrating with the Lord right now. So
yeah. So, yeah. But let's really, because again, I mean, there was deaths on our team due to COVID, not due to COVID. There was all kinds of bad things that happened this year. But I do want to take a second to just appreciate what God did do for us, because I think this year is going to be remembered badly. But if we there's been some good things. Let me just for example, first of all, Ryan just mentioned it. Ryan has a son on the way. Yeah, that's good news. I mean, Ryan never thought he would ever have a son. Like, there was a moment where we were just like, okay, I guess Ryan's not gonna, because
he's gonna be like me.
He just spoke.
Trinity's child.
Everybody on this show right now has girls, right? So we just thought guys were just not in our future. So Ryan had a really close connection with his dad, and for him to be able to pass on that to his son is huge, unexpected, amazing, miracle news. Like, shouldn't happened news. And I don't want to skip over those kind of things. And I want you guys in the chat to think about good news only, not disputable news like politics stuff or blah, blah, blah. Universally good news that the Trackstarz Universe can agree on. For instance, our guy Crispy, you guys heard his story a couple years ago. Has it been over a year now? Jeez.
Oh, it's been 3 years.
Yeah. It's been that long?
Yes.
So his family started a GoFundMe for him. If you guys heard the story, you could go back and look at old shows to find out what happened to Crispy. But they started a GoFundMe, and we were like, hey, we're going to jump on this GoFundMe. We had no connection to the GoFundMe. We didn't make it, but we were like, we're going to juice this thing up as much as possible. We put the story out about what happened to him. I got contacted by Derek Minor. I got contacted by Andy Mineo, Social Club, because he was at a Social Club concert, so they really were interested in helping out. Lecrae donated, Chad Horton from Rapzilla donated, Jam the Hype donated. The whole community got behind this, and we had gotten all the way up to $90,000. The goal was $100,000, which we've done fundraisers for Trackstar stuff, like get us to BET, build us a new studio, stuff like that. And we've always hit our targets, but they were like $5,000, $3,000. This is the biggest fundraising effort we've ever had, $100,000. So we were like in our mind, there's no way we're going to hit this, but he needs it. So we're going to go all in, right? We got up to like 93 and we were like, oh, that's amazing. We never thought, I'll just say for me, I never thought we would actually hit the 100,000 because you know how things die off and people just start to forget about them. But we committed to never moving his, we pinned the GoFundMe to the top of our Twitter for 3 years. And that was a valuable space for us because we used to put things there that we needed y'all to know and promotions and stuff like that. We said, we're not moving this thing until we hit 100,000. And then we checked, somebody said, hey, Crispy got to 100,000. I was like, what? Yo, that needs to be remembered. That happened this year. So all the things that we can complain about, we got the Christian hip hop Trackstarz family got $100,000 to help a young man who gives his all to try and push this community and to live for God. He's an amazing content creator and social media marketer. He does all of our Instagram funny stuff, the Movement Mondays and all that stuff. That's all him. And when that happened to him, we were like, what? Like that. It was just like so shocking. But to see everybody come together, people that we don't even have like super tight relationships with, but they heard the story and they had to jump on. And to get $100,000 is just amazing. So thank you to everybody who sent him videos, because the first thing was he lost his sight. So we were like, okay, so we asked people to send audio recordings so he could listen to them. And so many people I didn't even watch all of them because they were for him. I was like, oh, wow, we got one from Andy, just pass it on. We got one from, Chad Horton, pass it on. Social Club, pass it on. Like, there's so many people who he was able to listen to, give him encouragement and say that they appreciated him and all that. So, man, that was a success story. I mean, it's a tragic situation, but God turned it into a success story. That's what I want to focus on. What else happened that was just like, we can't leave this year without highlighting that God did this?
I think this got overlooked by so many. It didn't make big news, but the official ASL, American Sign Language version of the Bible, the full Bible, was completed this year.
Wow.
So the deaf community can now watch the full Bible, all of Scripture, Old New Testament, to be signed to them.
Wow.
In American Sign Language, which
That
is a big
crazy.
deal.
That's a big deal.
Like they have like written ASL, because if people don't understand, like American Sign Language is not just direct word for word translation of English. It's just like Greek. There's different ideas and concepts that exist in that language. So for it to be done like that was incredible. When it first came out, like so many people hit me up, and I was like, "Yo, this is great."
That's
and
amazing.
And I want to say they have it on an app now. So just like we have a Bible app, they have one that speaks more directly to them than
awesome.
what like a traditional English version would. So that's awesome.
That's really cool. That's great
Yep.
news.
Some other news is that we've had some team members come out with some projects this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's been really dope. Jason Bordeaux,
Prophet
Say It
Josiah.
Again. Prophet Josiah, yeah.
Our guy Damo started a podcast and he has music coming. We've had books like Ryan's Wife. Rustling. Kenny. Yeah, our team has stayed busy during this time putting out stuff. So 520 really got cracking this year and really helped a lot of artists. MTMV killing it
went
this
to
year.
work. Yeah, Ashley Korth went to work at Kappa Studios.
Speaking of Kappa Studios, we were
Selfie
pulled
Dad
in.
came out.
We were pulled into the promotion for Selfie Dad, which was a huge movie. Again, got hit with COVID. They were supposed to be a theatrical wide release, but they got kicked back because of COVID. Our effort was to say, even in the midst of that, let's get this thing out there because there's good people behind it. They love God, and that's what we support. So being a part of that rollout, and that rollout, our name Trackstarz is in the marketing materials as a sponsor of Selfie Dad, and that's going out to focus on the family. That's going out everywhere. So that was huge news in the midst of this. So keep putting them in the chat, man. Just good news. Things are universally God did it moves this year, and let's just celebrate what he did do. I know we're gonna have to piece through all the bad stuff this year, but let's not forget that God was still working and doing things for us during this time.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey family, I'm here to tell you about my new book, Secrets of the Sexy and Shameless. In my new book, you will learn how to address those awkward conversations with your children. This is especially important to me because I'm raising 3 beautiful girls in an overly sexualized world. As a parent, we want to keep our children in a bubble and maintain their innocence as long as possible. But as you know, they have to one day grow up and live in this world. I want to provide some practical tools in which we can train and teach our children to be pure and share pragmatic methods to maintain that purity in this overly sexualized world. I know if we are waiting to talk to our kids about sex in middle school, we are too late. Even grade school is sometimes too late. In this book, Secrets of the Sexy and Shameless, I discuss when you should talk to your children about dating and about sex. I also provide you with some practical tips and tools that have worked for others. If you are a virgin and you are getting ready to get married, you will get advice on the marriage bed and learn what the marriage bed, undefiled, actually means, and how to have shameless sex in the bedroom with your spouse. If you are already married, then you will get tips on how to remain desirable after marriage. We are also going to discuss gender norms and double standards as it relates to purity and how culture influences the roles of male and female expectations. We are going to dive into overcoming sexual abuse and finding freedom in the marriage bed. I've gathered some bedroom tips from couples that have been married from a span of 1 year to 40 years so that we can ensure that we are always striving to keep it spicy in the bedroom. Buckle up your seatbelts as we dive into Secrets of the Sexy and Shameless. See you soon.
You are listening to the Trackstarz with Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Trackstarz.
Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now, you're listening to the Trackstarz.
You know what time it is. Yeah.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Name Gay, Trackstarz music artist, and you are in the field with the family, Trackstarz Radio.
Trackstarz Radio.
We got it in the field. Trackstarz. Get it, got it, good.
Ain't no podcast beef. We got respect for y'all.
Yeah.
But respect the grind, baby. Respect the grind. I gotta go get the flex bombs today. Respect the grind.
What's good, people? It's your boy DJ Haddon. I want to give a shout out to Trackstarz Live. Keep it locked, y'all. It's going down right here, right now. You heard it from your boy D Haddon.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, this segment is sponsored by Nectar Distribution. You can now go to nectardistro.com. Guys, we have some things that are coming up for Nectar that we can't just tell you about right now. You have to go and see it for yourself, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. So you want to make sure that you're a part of the Nectar family. If you are looking for music distribution, guys, we can help you get out there. We can help you with over 200 plus digital outlets. And while you're at it, while you're signing up for Nectar, go ahead and sign up for the Single Maximizer. All you have to do is fill out the form one time, and it goes out to several different outlets. So taking all the hard work out of you sitting there, going from one site to the other site, trying to fill it out, trying to attach an MP3 or attach a WAV file, this form will do it for you one time, and you can get it at a great price. So go to trackstarz.com right now. Go ahead and go to nectardistro.com right now. Get on both plans, right? So that you can get your music to the marketplace, all right?
All right, so today we wanted to do a On the Reel. This is a segment we've had for a very long time, but again, we get so caught up in line for line and sound offs, which is our topic segment. We don't do these other segments, so we wanted to do a show where we highlight some of the other segments we have. So we did Noteworthy earlier. Now we're going to be doing our On the Reel. On the Reel is basically our movie television show review. If you guys know anything about me, I am the film guy. I love film. I love TV. I love all that, anything visual like that. So I love these, and some of my favorite podcasts that I listen to on my own are usually film reviews. So we're going to do one, and this one is interesting. It's doing Jingle Jangle. It's a Netflix film that just came out. It's a minority cast, predominantly black cast, and it's about Christmas. So hey, fits with us. So what did you guys think about Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Story? Now, first, real quick, I'm gonna read the synopsis so you guys can get a feel for it. Mm-hmm. An imaginary world comes to life in a holiday tale of an eccentric toy maker, his adventurous granddaughter, and a magical invention that has the power to change their lives forever. Directed by David E. Talbert. Writer was also David. And it stars Forrest Whitaker, Keegan-Michael Key, Hugh Bonneville, Anika Noni Rose, Madeline Mills, Felicia Rashad, Ricky Martin, on and on. So it's a very good cast, actually. What did you guys think about this movie? Now, this is going to be a non-spoiler review, but I have to warn you, we're not good at that. So if you do want to see this and you don't want to be spoiled, just skip ahead or just go away and come back in about 10 minutes. But we're going to try and not give away the ending or too much of the plot. But what did you guys think of Jingle Jangle?
So I'll say this, right? The very first thing for me is I showed it to my kids. My kids are 7, 4, and 2. And I'd say they gave it 30 minutes before they were up and playing with toys. Like,
mine did the same thing.
Yeah.
I will have to concur with that. Noah was in it for a little bit, but she moved on.
And my thing is this, man. I'm not a big fan of musicals. So that's hard for me. Like the only movie that I've ever been able to two movies that I've ever been able to sit through and listen to all the music without skipping ahead is The Lion King and Frozen 1. Those are the only two. So not a big fan of musicals, but the music was good. I actually enjoyed it, the music. And
Legend.
Honestly,
John Legend, Usher, they were all a part of the music.
Yeah, they were. Honestly, I think I enjoyed the music because there was no football on, so I didn't feel distracted to like look at my phone and watch, for my fantasy things. And we did it like last Sunday or whatever. So there was like a reason why I just sat there and was like, okay, I'm gonna be in the family moment. I'm gonna be with my kids and be with my wife. We're gonna get into this. And so I enjoyed it. Honestly, I can't really. Let me see. I'm trying to do this without spoilers. It was a good, wholesome family Christmas movie. Maybe that's the best I can say about it.
Yeah, I will say I concur with Ryan. Noah gave up on it, but I actually wanted to finish it. So even when she was gone, I still wanted to find out what was going to happen. So it kept my attention enough. Basically, the general plot is Geronicus Jangle. So basically, it starts with Felicia Rashad and these two kids, and she reads a book to them. So that's how much I'll tell you about that. And in the book, you're basically, the movie is about the book that she's reading to them. So it's kind of like a never-ending story type setup, or Princess Bride. So you're in the story, and Geronicus Jangle has a shop, a Christmas toy shop, not just Christmas, but a toy shop. Mm-hmm. And he creates this new invention. and then things go downhill from there. So that's pretty much the setup to this movie. I will say that the plot was messy. Plot's a little messy. A lot of things they're trying to accomplish here. The wonder of imagination, pride. They're also trying to tackle pride, loss, family, father-daughter relationship, interpersonal relationships. It's just they're trying to do a lot with this plot, and it got a little messy. So that's my overall impression of it. It looks amazing.
The
It did a great job.
It's amazing.
I thought it was great. The music, I thought the first song was really good. The other ones I could do with or without, but the first song was really good. The granddaughter, she was amazing. She did a great job. She carried the movie. Forrest Whitaker did well as well, but I think the granddaughter, if she wasn't on point, this I wouldn't have been able to finish it. But she carried it. She's a star. She's really good.
Well, she was kind of the main character.
She's the main character. Yeah. Forrest Whitaker is technically the main character, I would say, but she stole it. She became the main character of this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one of the things that I think I enjoyed most about the movie itself was the fact that there was so much good acting, right? Like, I watch some movies and I'm like, okay, this person's a good actor, this person's a good actress, but that person is kind of ruining it for me, you know? And so all the way around, you had good acting, and that's the start, right? That's the start. But also seeing people that you know are good actors and good writers and good, good people, like what's his, like Keegan, like I like him. I really like him. I like a lot.
I don't like him, but he did okay. He did good.
I like him I like him in TV shows. I don't like him in his. I don't like the movies that he makes. You know, y'all know I had a problem with Us, and I had a problem with Get Out.
That wasn't him. That was Peele.
That was Peele.
I thought they were Key and Peele. I thought they do all this stuff together.
No, sir.
They don't. You sure?
Yes, sir.
You're positive.
That was Peele.
Okay, all right. Well, I know they had a TV show called Key and Peele. I just thought
they worked together, but not on that.
Okay, got you. But then I didn't like your partner's movie. But yeah, other than that, man, I would definitely tell everybody to go and check it out. Just go and check it out. Keep your mind open. Don't take what we're saying. Take it as a grain of salt, because people have different styles and different tastes in movies. Y'all know I have totally different tastes than everybody else. I like espionage, I like westerns, and I like
gangsters
and crime movie, right?
Yeah.
And Sean loves fantasy, and he loves the stuff that really can't happen in real life, and that's my problem. I can't go there in a movie. If it can't happen in real life, I don't want to.
You don't know my God. It can all happen in real life, my brother.
Question: did it feel like a Christmas movie to y'all, or like an imagination movie? To me, it felt more like make believe, like imagination, which was kind of the point.
Here's a question. Here's a question for you: is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I mean,
it's set in Christmas time.
Okay, well, so is this. But is it being set in Christmas time enough to make it a Christmas movie? Because there's Christmas trees, there's snow. They're like it's Christmas, right?
Yeah.
What is a Christmas movie to you? Because Die Hard is also set in Christmas. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
People will fight you on that. They would say Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It really depends on what you think about Christmas movies.
So
I'm not saying it's not. It just didn't. I didn't feel like a sense of like Christmas season. It wasn't felt more of
Christmas.
Right. Which I don't have an issue with, because I'm not like a huge, ginormous Christmas movie buff or anything. It was interesting that because I saw a couple of comments that said it was a great Christmas movie, and to me it was a great imaginative movie. It was a great,
but it's definitely a Christmas movie. I mean, everything about it, they reference Christmas Eve, Christmas, it's Christmas toys, like it's a Christmas movie.
True.
But I do see what you're saying. It's not directly about Christmas, but neither is Home Alone. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Someone said that might have been
directly about Christmas.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's as much about Christmas as this is.
No. The reason why, so here's why this is why I call things a Christmas movie and not a Christmas movie, right? It's the span of time, right? The span of time. If it goes longer than the 5 to, like, okay, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, that's a Christmas movie. The whole movie is in the span of Christmas, right? If it goes outside of the span of Christmas, I have a hard time calling it a Christmas movie.
But this one doesn't.
I call it a holiday film.
But this one doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't go outside of the whole thing happens the days leading up to. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
The whole thing leads up to. Nope. It's the few days before Christmas.
No.
I'd say
technically
it don't. Technically it don't.
But it comes back to it.
No. What part of this movie is outside of the 3 or 4 days before Christmas?
The book part. The actual storyline of the book is over. You get some early years, some latter years.
But they're all about Christmas. The first part of the movie is on Christmas. Okay. The second half of the movie is Christmas. It's all Christmas. What are you talking about?
Prophet Josiah said it's not a traditional Christmas movie.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think I could agree with that, but I would also agree with Sean. This is about as much as Christmas as Home Alone is. I would agree with that too, because the story of Home Alone was more about the kid. Well, it's more about the kid, getting over on some robbers, not necessarily like Christmas gifts
time.
Or whatever.
But so is this. This is at Christmas time.
The entire course of Christmas.
This whole thing is about Christmas. It's during Christmas. What are you talking
Christmas about? Christmas trees and Christmas.
There's a Christmas tree in the middle of the town in this movie. What are you talking about? It's the same. It's the same amount of Christmas in this movie as that one.
If you say so.
Did you watch it? Did you actually see it?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
The whole thing.
All right. It's all about
I ain't gonna lie. I was distracted because, kind of like Ryan, I'm not a huge musical fan.
Yeah. The musical, I didn't know it was a musical. So when they started singing, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I have to prepare myself for that.
Here was the thing. I was cleaning my room. First I sat down for about 20 minutes with the girls. They were cool. They were chilling. They lost their interest. Then I was like, okay, well, during the singing portions, I'll just do other stuff. Because I'm not a singy music type of person necessarily. So I was able to get some home stuff done. I vacuumed during a lot of the Christmas stuff.
That's messed up, Jason.
So,
go back. The dancing was on par.
I mean,
they performed it very well.
I can still see some of it. It's just, I'm not a musical guy. Like Grease, Hercules, the animated film, really the only two anime or musicals I enjoyed growing up. That was about it.
I enjoyed Grease. We had to sing those songs at school.
Anyway, so yeah, it is a Christmas musical. It's a Christmas movie. My biggest issue with it is just the plot was crazy. It just didn't clearly make sense, everything that was going on, and it was just trying to do too many things, too many themes wrapped up in this movie. The main character, which I believe is the main character, doesn't show up until halfway through the movie. So
what's funny to me is that Sean looks for those things in a movie. I don't. I'm just like sitting there making sure that it's on. You know what I mean? Like I don't try to pick it apart.
So all movies are the same to you? They're just all just movie.
It's just a source of entertainment. I mean, I'm not really dissecting it.
Well, the reason this whole point of this segment is to dissect the movie, and the reason I want to do that is because our Trackstarz is not just about music. And a lot of people think that it's all Christian hip hop. We are trying to promote producers, directors, fashion people, sports people, anything that is influencing masses. We believe that Christians need to be in those places, right? So I'm the film guy, so that's why this stuff matters to me. And there's a lot of people who are film people that watch our show, and we want to inspire them to say, you can make movies that are even better than this from a Christian point of view. This is not a Christian movie. It's a Christmas movie. It's not necessarily a Christian movie. There's nothing Christian about it, right? So that we need more people in these prominent positions that can have influence, but also make great works, right? I believe that's possible. And that's what we're trying to motivate you guys to do. No matter what your discipline is, no matter what your creative gift is, you can actually be the best at it and go and do stuff in the mainstream. That's what I think.
You know, one thought that was running through my mind was like, man, I hope this whole thing was shot before COVID. Because now I'm just in that mindset of whenever I watch something, I'm like, yo, if they don't have on a mask, I'm zeroing in on it. Like that's
there's a ton of movies getting shot that's during COVID season.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? You know what's weird about that comment, Ryan? I agree with you. I do think about that, but I don't necessarily want every show I watch now to be about COVID. Like we're watching This Is Us, and all of a sudden now they have masks on and they're talking about COVID, and Grey's Anatomy is all about COVID. And, I mean, it's like I don't want to think about COVID when I don't have
you're
to.
entertaining me.
I'm responsible. I wear my mask. I'm an essential worker, so I have to do that whole jazz. But I don't necessarily want it to seep into what I watch on television. You know what I mean? So I'm weird that way. I do think about it, like, dang, how did they pull this part of this show off? But I don't want everything to just become about COVID now all of a sudden either. So
and some of my favorite shows are not coming back because of COVID, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, like, well, I know that this was shot pre-COVID because otherwise it'd be totally different. You know, they're halfway writing stuff. Like they're saying that, you know, the show that we like, Sean, Money Heist, is not going to come back for another season after they release this next season because they can't film it. You know, you saw the Money Heist Phenomenon documentary where, you know, hundreds of thousands of people showed up to try to be at the shoots. So, you know, that can't happen anymore. And so I'm like, man, that part really sucks.
I do feel like Forrest Whitaker looks the same in everything he does. Like
he's wearing the same wig as the Star Wars joint.
I didn't even know it was Forrest Whitaker until my wife was like,
they just threw a part in his what's the name of that? What's the one that Star Wars, the insert between
Rogue One
3 and 4? Rogue One, yeah. It's the same look.
Yeah, I do want to say though, like as far as what I loved about the film, I felt like it was very pleasing to the eye. Even the musical, I'm not a musical guy, but the stuff I heard was decent. Like it wasn't bad. It started off sounding almost gospel in a way, but then it felt more.
Definitely gospel inspired.
And so I appreciated that. I kept feeling little small elements of like previous type of films, like you said when she started reading the book. I felt like Princess Bride. The robot reminded me of the cartoon robot movie.
With Wally.
Yeah, Wally. And as somebody else said, it was very creative how they did, like they interwove some of the animation type stuff in with the live action, similar to, the Into the Spider-Verse was a little different because it was all animated, but they had the comic book animation mixed in with the other type 3D animation. And so this film had that creativity where they bounced between different variations of the visual effects. And so, but I would agree, like if you're talking about like things I felt like they could have improved on, like what was the central main point? Like Sean said, there were so many, the plot was everywhere. I felt like there wasn't necessarily a one thing that you really grasped, or the main thing they wanted you to get from this film. But, and honestly, like I had a theological battle with this film. Had nothing to do with the film. It was just the idea of, I don't think this is a spoiler, but like, you know, anything's true if you believe it enough. That almost felt prosperity gospel-ish.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta have faith that it's gonna work, and it will. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds
yeah.
But I'm not weird.
You have to believe.
Yeah. If you don't believe, it ain't gonna happen. And to me, that, you know, that's got that Christianese faith-driven everything kind of a thing. So
I was gonna say, is there anything that kind of rubbed you wrong Christian-wise? But I think that's probably the only thing that stands out. There's nothing wrong with the story from a Christian perspective besides that, you know, like just believing in it'll happen type thing. But it's fine. There's nothing I would say you need to stay away from in the film. It's about,
I'd be fine with my kids watching it.
Yeah, it's about ingenuity. It's about you know, believing in yourself. It's about, you know, not letting other people bring you down. You know, it's just really, you know, solid things for kids to see. So it's really good. I would say the performances, the daughter, not the granddaughter, but the daughter, you could tell she's really good. Like singing wise, she's strong. Forrest Whitaker did his best with the singing, I would say. So obviously he's not that, but he did his best. The star is the granddaughter. She was absolutely amazing. She feels a lot older than she is, but she just handles all her lines very well. The emotion, her face, she was on point in every way. So I definitely want to give her props. She was amazing. Ricky Martin was the doll. Little stereotypical, but I think that was they decided that was their choice. But yeah, it was really good. Again, visually, which is my favorite thing about films. Visually, I mean, it's stunning. Camera work, colors, everything. There's nothing wrong visually with this movie. It's shot very, very well. So yeah, overall, you guys have a rating. What would you say out of 10?
It depends on what I'm rating it for. Because I would say if I'm telling somebody to go see it with their family, I'm giving it a 10. Like I called my sister when I was done and I was like, hey, if your kids are going to be doing anything this afternoon, go ahead and let them watch Jingle Jangle. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm popping popcorn for that now. So, that to me was like a no-brainer. Like I wanted my niece and nephew to see it because I know they enjoy that kind of stuff.
I agree with Joseph King in the comments. It felt like it wanted to be Disney. I felt like they made it for Disney. Disney didn't buy it, and they gave it to sold it to Netflix. I would say on a scale to 10, just for personal consumption. I mean, I don't watch musicals, so I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 because the other elements of it were great. If it wasn't a musical, I'd probably rate it higher.
And I would say Disney missed out because it's number 2 on Netflix. It was number 2 last week. Number 1 this week. Number 2 last week.
It's not.
And I think
it's not ranked anymore.
Oh, it's not. Okay. So it was number 2 last week, and that's amazing because Netflix has over 80 million users. So
yeah, Disney would have changed this. This doesn't fit their formula perfectly.
Oh no, they would have had.
Disney has a formula to get you to feel things, and it doesn't do that. Again, the plot, like I'm gonna give it a 7, and that's mostly because of the plot. Visually, the songs were fine. They weren't Frozen songs, or that one Frozen song. It wasn't like that memorable of songs, but they were done very well, performed very well. Camera work, cinematography, very, very good. Animation, CG, all that was flawless. The story just was so convoluted to me. The main invention that you discover towards the end felt like an add-on. Like it felt so unimportant to me by the time they revealed this invention. I was like, shouldn't they have teased this earlier, like a little bit more? Like it just felt like 2 movies slapped together almost. Pre Forrest Whitaker and then post Forrest Whitaker. It felt like 2 different movies to me.
But such a hard critic.
Yeah, it's just really the plot to me could have been cleaned up. That was my biggest issue. Just too many things they were trying to accomplish in the story took me out of it. Even though I did want to see what would happen, I wasn't happy about having to wait to see what would happen, but I still wanted to see what would happen. You know what I mean? Like it was like that kind of feeling. And then the daughter element to me was needs to have been rewritten to make that part make sense, because the whole emotional pull of this was his relationship with his daughter. They didn't build that up enough to me at all to make me care about that at the end at all. So yeah, I'll give it a 7. Really good. Glad they were able to do this. I'm glad Black creators are able to have this opportunity, and this was a solid effort. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. So let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, D. Jeremiah. Let's go.
You're in the field with the track stars, running with the track stars, tracking with the track stars, in the Trackstarz Universe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay on track with us.
Y'all know what time it is. Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah, Shantana. Time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's the field, boys. You in the field, boy. It's the field, boys. You in the field, boy. You tuned in and locked. Trackstarz. We beating on your block. Trackstarz, yeah. I'm repping the most high king like mama, I made it. Trackstarz bringing the real, you love it or hate it. Line for line with the kingdom, the secular faded.
What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chasers Entertainment. Buckle your seat belts for line. Vote Christian though. Yeah.
All right. Back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. All right, so Jeremiah's not here today, so I'm gonna have to, walk you through this line for line. But intro this thing, Ryan.
Yeah. So, my liners or what?
Yeah, your liners.
You completely threw me off.
I know I did. Go ahead.
Alley-oop, he won't looking.
So, guys, I want to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor for this segment, Olivet Nazarene University. Now, they're doing something really special. They're doing a giveaway for us. Can't say exactly what it is just yet. We haven't signed a contract on that. But here's what we want to see you guys do. If you are a student that is thinking about going to college or transferring to go online or something like that, we want you to consider Olivet University because it has an opportunity for you to transfer in, and they have some really cool top selling points of their school. They're ranked number 2 in best value in the Midwest by the U.S. News and World Report for best colleges. They got 140 areas of study, so you can really find a passion there. And they've got a 96% career outcome rate that exceeds the national average for career outcomes. And it's education with a Christian purpose. So make sure that you go to olivet.edu/apply to start your journey to Olivet University. You will hear more about that. You'll hear more about this and the career opportunities as the Trackstarz continue to push this. So stay tuned, all right?
All right. Okay, so let's get going. So, views and opinions of the Trackstarz Universe. No, I don't know the rest of it. So basically, we're going to be doing Nas versus Prophet Josiah. So Prophet was on last week. This is what he chose. Don't know why. Prophet, you chose Nas, but we're going to do Nas. Nas is considered top 5 by a lot of people all time. So if you're too young for Nas is a beast. Now, again, this is lyrical stuff, right? So if you're not a lyrics person, you may not appreciate this, but Nas is one of the first people that really, really carried lyrical ability. So this is a tough one. So let's see how Prophet Josiah does. Let's get started. First up is Nas with Spicy.
Lift. Whole squad hide the burners. Mets hat in the sky like Bobby Smurder. They watch me like the chip courtside at the Rucker. Flowing when he getting tougher. She begging me to cuff her. Brooklyn sweet chick waffles with raspberry butter. Wear a mink at the roller rink middle of the summer. If I can't get it done, I got soldiers with me to cover. Queens get the money, we only stacking it up with. Cheese stay icy, cause get spicy. She on demon time, I get her a timepiece. Panic, not lit, not like me. Can't get.
All right, that was Nas with Spicy. This is Prophet Josiah with God Made Me Do It.
I'm stepping in the booth and I didn't want to do it. God made me do it. I shoulda knew it like it happened before. Yo, this beat is too sick, it might give me the flu. Change a U to an O-W, you can spell. I want to soak your intelligence. How long you been around? I've been rhyming since. Common has sense in the back of his name. Method brought the pain, bums asking for change. I'ma change how you view a Christian. We can dance, we can rap, we can clap, we can slap the taste out your mouth, or we can't do that. But don't try us. To the blood of Christ, cause.
All right, Ryan.
First of all, I want to say I commend Prophet Josiah for going out like this. That's just really big, you know. If I ever finish up a full project, I'm going against Roy Jones Jr. or Silk the Shocker, like hands down.
Petey Pablo.
Yeah, Petey Pablo too. Yeah, but I'm gonna go Nas on this one.
Nas, all right.
I got Prophet on this one, man. I mean, Nas's beat wasn't as phenomenal as I thought it was going to be. I will say I didn't like the flute or whatever that wind instrument was on Prophet's. I wish they would have took that off, but lyrically, I feel like Prophet got that.
I'm gonna go Nas. It felt bigger, and I think that's what, because Prophet mentioned that he thinks Nas's beats are gonna beat his. Just off of that, I would say that Nas's felt fuller of a song. So I'm gonna go Nas on this one. Let's see what the universe says. Who's counting for me in there?
I saw Demo in there.
It's a score guy. I want to know what Prophet votes too.
You want me to keep track of the main score?
Nas online, yeah. Nas online. So to me, that's a Nas. That's what, 3-1.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit on my own line for line. Y'all are brave for that. I couldn't do it.
I've been in line for lines where my song came up unexpectedly. It's not fun, but it's interesting to hear the feedback because it only makes you better if you actually care about it. All right, we good on that one? That's Nas 1-0.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, let's go Prophet Josiah first. Dirty Secrets.
Here's another one to get up off my chest. Lady at my job with the big chest, looking kinda lonely, the opposite of homely. But I'm not in my flesh, trying to be a witness, speaking Jesus. Conversation kinda dope, I'm messed up, into my mirrors was stressed up. She like,
what? You need someone to talk to? I could be there for you, or argue with your wife on the daily. Maybe you need a break.
How this conversation change? I done made a mistake.
All right, that was Prophet Josiah, Dirty Secrets. This is Nas, Replace Me.
Can't replace me like a battery. You can't mistake him for nasty. You know my anatomy. You know my body is voodoo probably. Kama Sutra, Mr. Uchiwali. She hit the wall. I'm in control. I'm in her soul. Sugar daddy sometimes. No sugar coat in one line. When we talk, but she thought she could have found a new guy. That kid alright, but I'm a kryptonite, a different type. Lorenz and Nia Long, Love Jones, dipping on the bike, you growing into a better woman. It's whatever we thugging. New Prada every season. 50 ball on the budget. If it didn't occur.
All right. That was Nas, Replace Me versus Prophet Josiah, Dirty Secrets. What you got?
Yo, shout out to this guy I know named the DJ. That was a great matchup.
That was a good one, yeah.
I'm going to go Prophet on this one. I like the way Prophet did the two-voice thing. That was really creative to me. Thought that was dope.
I'm going Nas on that one. I think that the Uchiwali reference threw me back.
Oh.
Don't look it up, y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute, isn't that a bad thing? So
I'm giving this one. I'm giving this one to Prophet. I like that song better. I actually like the full song. I actually really like a lot. Dirty Secret, one of my favorites on his album.
Mine too.
And I just like it better, honestly. Like Nas is well respected for his lyrics. I honestly don't think he always chooses the best production for himself. I don't know what it is because I thought him working with Kanye would fix that, but that didn't help much either. So I don't know what it is about him, but I never feel like his beats match him that well. So I got Prophet on that one. What's online?
It was Nas online, so it's a wash. Well, it's a tie. It's a tie. Toss.
Oh, you mean a toss up? All right, so it's still 1-0.
Yep.
All right. Round 3. Let's start with Nas. All Bad.
Since guests was spotted on my denim pockets and my wave grease with amaze geeks and freeze fly chicks where they stood. I never lost a step, stay splashing. Not one of these, just got money, not knowing how to act new to these bad ones. I was on fly chicks since junior high. Beautiful fly girls caught my eye. Taking down some of the girls Drake and Future took down. But I got no time for juveniles throwing tantrums, texting me that they hate my one-word answers. Here's 2. Call me, this is you. Stalling, guess we through, you ignore me. Days go by, missing you be the worst. Play the game, who gon' hit?
All right, that's Nas, All Bad. This is Prophet Josiah, Come Back.
You better run back, my goal's not abstract, it's small like a thumbtack, or recall that's compact, your life kinda hazmat, wrapped in sin, you be searching him on some philosophical, my God not mythological, yep, you the prodigal, nickname idiotical, trying to live out every erotical, opposite the bold kid, you've been illogical, but not Star Trek, Christ wanna impact, you through the song, he made contact, don't ignore that, combat.
All right, that's Nas, All Bad against Prophet Josiah, Come Back. What you got, Ryan?
Man, I really like that comeback song. It's so catchy. So I'm gonna go a toss on this one.
Okay. Jason.
I got Prophet on that one, man. I bopped a little bit more, and the Nas track just didn't keep me like focused. It's one of those tracks where you can like clean the house to or do some work through, but you don't stop to listen to it. So it's just
Nas had me with the wave grease line. I was like, yeah.
All right, I got Prophet on that as well. Sound a little bit better to me. What y'all got online? What y'all got?
Ryan, did you toss?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You tossed it?
Yep.
What matters?
Well, let me take my toss back.
Either way,
let me go Prophet on that.
No, you already gave it
no,
up.
No,
I have
let
it
me
in
go
my
Prophet on
possession.
that.
You can't.
No, Prophet needs to vote. Let him have the vote.
Needs to vote? No, see, you
recount.
vote wrong. You vote wrong.
He needs all his electoral votes.
You don't give charity votes. What do you actually think?
No, because I want to give it to him because I think I might want to save my toss. I don't know what's coming.
Well, Prophet's got it either way. It's either 3-0 or 4-0.
We need to audit all your votes for the last 5 years because you vote wrong.
I would love to see somebody do that. I'd be like, that's a total waste of your time. But I would love to see somebody.
I would love to see somebody actually keep track of who's winning. Alfie did it one year to see who was Mr. Vote Christian, who was Mr. Vote Secular, and Miss
Jeremiah.
No, it was Maya.
Maya.
Oh, Maya. Oh.
Maya was Vote Secular, and
of course
you,
Derek,
yeah, and you were Mr. Vote Christian. You have that crown all to yourself.
Yeah.
All right,
happy to have it.
Next up, Nas, Car 85.
In my peripheral view, nothing trivial about me, just witness the truth, I'm certified, that's been verified. My mere presence got other guys terrified. Slap oxygen out your esophagus. I survived when stick-up kids was dropping the rotten apples, the tabernacle. That's why White Castles at midnight, fish sandwiches, 40 ounces and fist fights. They even use Car 85 to pull robberies. Use them as a getaway car and pay them properly. Next year, the whole town strung out.
All right, that was Nas, Car 85. This is Prophet Josiah, Imagine God.
My God, he's sitting on the throne while you playing on the phone. His supremacy is bone. Like the movie, you sitting at home watching porn looking goofy. You trying to prove me wrong, but imagine if you die before the end of the song. You'd be gone and your race would be done. The sun would be in your face, determining your final resting place. He's so good, but you never had a taste. Your life was a waste, like my baby girl's food. Dude, come on and eat it. It's good for you, but I don't want to. You can't.
All right, that was Nas, Car 85 versus Prophet Josiah, Imagine God. What you got?
Prophet Josiah, easy. Because Nas had a sample in there, right? Say what?
How do you know people aren't sampling him?
No. I'm saying I heard a sample in there from like the old school days.
Okay. What you got, Jason?
I got a toss, man. I got a toss. That Big Apple Tabernacle line got me.
I got Nas on this one. Prophet did well, but I think this beat and Nas is a better fit for him. That's when I feel like he really goes in when he has this type of production behind him. So I got Nas on that. It's up to y'all online. What y'all got?
Prophet's had the vibe though. He had me grooving.
What y'all got? This one is closer. What y'all got? I need a score.
Yeah.
Man.
What y'all got?
I woke up the other day singing "If I Rule the World."
Nas online.
Stuck in my head.
So Nas got that one.
What's overall score?
Yeah. Overall is 2-1 Nas.
Okay. All right, next up, let's go Prophet Josiah first. This is Lyrical Legacy.
You in the room playing, I'm on the computer, thinking about the future and how I'm a tutor. You in the ways of life you might not understand right now, but you will real soon. Life ain't a cartoon. Bills gotta be paid so we can lay your heads on pillows every night instead of rocks in the street or the concrete. Trying to give insight, but when you ask why was I so busy, my son, no excuses for you. Is he a good dad? I don't know. When they ask about me, I pray I don't let you down like my dad did me.
All right. That was Prophet Josiah, Lyrical Legacy. This is Nas, Full Circle.
Tilted brim like Goldie talking. Prior listener, my prior women had no remorse. When they tried to end them, no discourse, no discussion. I'm all alone. And all the people with the big hats on went home. So what you gonna do now, Goldie? Your bottom left you. It's up to me and you, Goldie. Through introspection, you ain't Goldie, you Nas. And my heart ain't cold as it was. And I go through multiple love triangles over and over enough. I talk to my boxing trainer. He's my logic explainer. Conversations through our combinations. He told me stick and move. And different rules apply to different women.
All right. That's Nas Full Circle versus Prophet Josiah, Lyrical Legacy. What you got?
Now I know I heard the sample in that, right? Y'all heard it? Sound like it was Michael Jackson, right?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Nas on that one.
Yeah, this one's tough.
You're confusing me. So last one you said because Nas had the sample, you took points away and gave it to Prophet Josiah.
Yeah, I like the sample. I wasn't taking points away.
Oh, so you just whether you like the sample or not is what you're okay. I'm just trying to understand. All right, got it. All right,
that's tough. That's my favorite Prophet song on that album. Well, probably in all period. The beat was fantastic. I just love the content. Nas was dope though. Like that's the best Nas song I've heard today. And I can't toss. I'm gonna have to give it to Prophet on that one.
I'm gonna toss this one. Solid toss for me. All right, it's up to y'all. What y'all got?
Ryan, did you vote for Nas?
I did.
Okay.
So what'd you do, Jason?
I'd Prophet on that one.
Prophet. So it's toss.
Yeah,
it's a toss right now. So it's up to y'all. Nas online.
Yep.
All right. So what's the overall score now?
It is well before this round is 2-1. So
I swear.
Right now it's 2-1. Well, who won that? Oh, Nas online.
Nas.
Yeah. Yep. It is 3-1.
All right, last one. Who you want to start first, guys?
Nas.
Yeah.
Nas. Ultra Black. Let's go.
Rhythm and blues, pop, rock, soul to jazz, till my toes attack. How I look being told, I'm not supposed to brag. Nobody fault, I tell the truth, I know it's facts. We ultra black, gray stone, skin tone, but multi that. Multiple colors, we come in all shades, mocha black. Except where I'm at and not fight me on it. Emotional stares like I might be wanted. Pitch black like the night, I'm ultra black. Sanford and Son reruns, jokes are black. Oh yes, God bless success. We going ultra black, like the S is fast. Talk with a man.
All right, that was Ultra Black by Nas. This is Prophet Josiah, Grown Man.
I'm a grown man doing the best I can. Sometimes I'll be living on an island. Said my first name is Stan. Hey, it's nice to meet you, but you can call me Prophet. Don't let this woman street you. That's what I told my son. Gotta give him them nuggets of wisdom. You can get some too. Mic check 1, 2. Is the vocals coming through? Why is lyricism taboo and label old school? Don't you ever play a fool? Your brain is a tool. And so it's money, but it don't make you cool. The love of money is the root of all evil.
All right. That was Nas Ultra Black versus Prophet Josiah, Grown Man. What you got?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Nas on that one.
Yeah, I got Nas on that one.
This one's close. This would probably have been my toss-up. I probably should have saved it when it mattered. I'm gonna slightly give it to Nas. Just because the Ultra Black motif throughout that was drew me in a little bit more. So I'm gonna go.
Well, that is a win for Nas. That round was 4-0. He won the overall match 4-1.
So 4-1. So, Nas over Prophet Josiah.
That was the only song where Prophet didn't get a vote.
Okay, so hey, Prophet did well, man. So he got 1.5 off of Nas, which I mean, a lot of people may not have expected that, because Nas is, again, this is all time right here. Nas is all time. Now, this, I guess Jeremiah put together an album versus album, because none of those Nas songs I've ever heard before in my life.
I will say this though, it wasn't like Prophet got, like, even though he lost 3 rounds, it wasn't like he got washed 3 rounds. That last round was the only one that was 4-0, but the rest of them were close. And primarily Nas won because it was a toss. So, so I feel like, analyzing it like that, I think Prophet did well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So again, like we're in this thing where style wise, this is my era, right? This is right when I started listening to hip hop. It was around Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac time, right? So if there's a battle between, is this music, can it survive nowadays, right? Because the music that younger kids are listening to is completely different than what we just heard, right? Mm-hmm. Is there space for both of these styles today? Is there room for that?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think folks like us listen to this style of music still. So, I mean,
yeah, I think there is definitely the target has to rise with the people who grew up with this music. I don't know if younger people appreciate it. There's probably a few. There's probably a few that like that style, more laid back hip hop, more lyrical in the pocket type feel, versus more moody, melodic, offbeat, auto-tuned.
Offbeat kills me. I can't stand
I'm trying to describe what's happening right now. It's just a different style. So they don't really go together very well. So they don't usually exist on the same platforms. I'll say that. But there's still people who desire to hear this style of music over what's happening right now. So make what you believe is the best music that you love. There's an audience of people who love that music as well, even if it doesn't get highlighted on certain platforms or whatever. What matters is it the best version of that type of music you can make? That's really all it is. Because even the stars are dealing with the fact that I'm sure Nas didn't get a lot of play on Complex or on, what's the playlist? I keep forgetting the name of that. Caviar. Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't. They may have thrown him in out of respect, but that's not the type of music they normally throw in that playlist. You know what I mean? So that's what you're dealing with. It may not get highlighted as much anymore, but it's still desired. So keep working.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, with Lyrical Legacy being my favorite song on Prophet's album. Yeah. Obviously he prefers that style, the older style beat.
Yeah.
I feel like Lyrical Legacy is the type of song that even younger people could rock to. So if he was trying to, reach a younger audience with whatever type of message, I feel like a different beat would help that. But lyrically wise, though, I feel like Prophet, he stands on his own.
So here's the challenge. If you're an older artist, there's a temptation to try and mix the two genres together, like get like some boomy 808 trap beat underneath your older style flow. That can work sometimes, but there's a way to modernize that sound without just slapping their sound underneath your sound. You see what I'm saying? There's a way to kind of update the drums, update the sounds, update the mixing techniques, to where it sounds more like a song that will come out now without losing the heart of why you made it the way you made it. You see what I'm saying? So there's a little balance that has to, because if you just make a song that just sounds like it was created in the 90s, mixing wise, because I mean, even mixing techniques have changed where drums were softer. They weren't as like boom, ka, boom, you know what I mean? Like stuff has gotten louder over the years. So if you still make a song that sounds like it was in the 90s, it's not going to really compete at all. But if you can update some of those things, bring it to like a new sound, but keep your authenticity in it, I think that's the best of both worlds to me.
Yeah, the only other thing I would do is I don't know Prophet's creation process. I don't know if he does everything, if he has any other input. That's the only thing I would wonder is if he's the sole creator of it all. I know he gets the beats and
so
stuff.
Check it out. I have some inside scoop, right? So Creative Air, they're the people who helped me with my album. Of course, Maya and Jeremiah Dawson, awesome team. And they are really good at helping you craft your album. And I could feel their hands on this because I felt it on my project where you take the raw pieces of it and helps you kind of craft a story around it, make sure it feels cohesive, make sure you get all the elements there, the visuals, the promotion, the whole feel of the album. And the feel of this album from Prophet it felt solid. It felt like a work of art versus just here's some songs, just listen to these songs. You know what I mean? So I appreciate Jeremiah and Maya for the work they do because they greatly helped my Wonder Years project. So I would hire them immediately if you want to get the same result, no matter what your style is, because it doesn't matter if it's old school, new school, young people, whatever. It doesn't matter. They know how to make a project mean something. We've been training on this stuff for years now. We all trained together we all worked for a record label in the past. We were able to get a gospel group up to the top of the gospel charts back in 2000. So we know exactly how to get a project cohesive and in the front of the right people. So hit them up, Creative Air. They will help tighten your project up. I promise you. And they take time. It's not just, do this, and this. No, they sit with you. They talk with you every step of the way along the process to make sure your album makes sense. That's what really matters. Is it doesn't feel haphazard. It feels like this thing was done on purpose. Here you go. So hit them up.
Yeah.
And I would say between you and Rick Sincere and Prophet, like I felt like I knew I felt like the album was on purpose. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't just a bunch of random songs that were thrown together like a mixtape. Like I feel like your albums had purpose. There was a reason behind it. And I honestly, I felt like I knew each of y'all a little bit better after y'all did those albums.
Absolutely. That's thanks to that team, man. Honestly, they're amazing. All right, so Ryan and Toya have a lot more to do today, so we're gonna let them get going with that.
And I want to say something, Sean, before we let everyone go. I want to shout out to everybody who is a part of the Trackstarz investment group. Shout out to Paul Steer, who designed our flyer. If you guys are looking for logos, if you're looking for flyers, if you're looking for any type of design work, hit up Sean and he will get you in touch with Paul Steer.
Yeah, brands.trackstars.com.
There you go, right there, brands.trackstars.com. And just to kind of encourage everybody, man, we are out here trying to finance dreams, guys. We're trying to be dream financiers. And so we found some methods right now that are non-conventional because of COVID. And one of those is Forex and the other is stocks through Webull. And we are making money in our sleep and showing other people how to do it. So if you're interested in learning the craft, the skill, get with us and we can show you how it all works. Sean is showing you some profit right now.
It's crazy. I didn't even know that was happening.
How much are you in by?
Just a little bit, but I didn't know I was actually making money right now. But I just checked it since you were. Is that too bright?
Yeah, it's too bright.
Hold on, let me get it right since
I'm actually making about $60 on Bitcoin. I made about $60 last night. It's hard to come through. It's too bright, yeah.
I'm gonna get it right. This is important.
Yeah, it's very important. But guys, this is really happening. We're actually showing people how to make money.
Might be it right there.
I've made over $500 in Bitcoin this week. Guys, if you are gonna listen to anything we say today, go and get some Bitcoin. Invest in it. Purchase some of it on your Cash App. Get Bitcoin today because it's going up like crazy. It's doing nothing but shooting up. Since last Sunday, Bitcoin has only gone up. It has not come back down yet. So constantly making money. I actually had positions where I was up over 1,000. I just didn't close them in time. And you'll understand how Forex works if you guys want to be a part of the Trackstarz investment group.
Honestly, Ryan is a great teacher at this, man. Like, so if you join the team, there's people on there. They're talking constantly about, hey, ideas and stuff. So Ryan has really committed himself to learning this and really, really helping people learn how to trade, learn how to invest. So join this team, seriously.
Yeah, and the last thing is, guys, we probably will not be back next Saturday because of the holiday. So we want you guys to enjoy your holiday. If you're not having a holiday with family, do the FaceTime thing. Make sure that you are just showing somebody and telling somebody you love them, guys. We've seen enough this year to know that tomorrow's not promised to everyone. And so, you know, as I part today and go out and celebrate the birth of my son, I also have to celebrate the homegoing of my grandfather. And so just tell somebody that you love them and show them that you love them next week. All right.
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks, guys. Keep praying for us. Again, there's a lot going on for us, but again, God is still God, man. He's still in control. So we are confident that we're going to make it through this time and it's going to prepare us for greater things in the future. So we love you guys. Be out.
This is a certified hood classic.
Dilly came in the game of fortune and fame and said I didn't want it. They doubted. I found a team, we made our own lane, and now they all say that we bout it. We got more rings than Audis. I'm Audi. My team bring the heat like the Saudis. Live in the South with my family from Cali, and shout out to Bay. We don't live in the Valley. No.
Hey yo, this is a worldwide premiere. Somebody get me 2 throwback jerseys, 2 Nike headbands, and a pair of white forces. Indie Tribe save lives, and make sure when you spell that name, it's all lowercase with a period.
Billy came in the game of fortune and fame and said I didn't want it. They doubted. I found a team, we made our own lane, and now they all say that we bout it. We got more rings than Audis. I'm Audi. My team bring the heat like the Saudis. Live in the South with my family from Cali, and shout out to Bay. We don't live in the Valley. No, my whole crew look like it's calico, or maybe a panda. You got it, bro. You say I'm prideful and wildin'. No, I just won't bury my talent, bro. Might be conceited. I give it to Jesus. He told me to drink from his chalice. Told him I'll be more mature and won't sin anymore, and he told me I should be more childish. Whoa, yeah. Look, my demons looking depressed. Must have been something I said. Any try, baby, you know the name of my set. I got it out of the mud. I'm from the sticks. Hunting is just in my blood. And I changed my last name to Fudd. I'm from the 6, 1-5 like in a dozen. 2.
I told y'all what it is, man. Y'all not ready for this. Let's take it to the east side of Atlanta.
Hey, Dilly, man, I think it's time to go silly. If you can't see, make them feel it. You don't think we gon' win, oh really? Let me tell you something right quick, boy. We ain't playing with you, I ain't no toy. Tryna get the whole family employed. Boy, you better start working. Then we throwing nothing east side, you ain't been in that. It's a lot of cap going on night and internet. Used to be a dog running around where you women at. We was at the bottom looking up and I remember that. Then we tryna come and take the plate, we ain't finished yet. Got the Wi-Fi, we ain't paying no internet. Feeling like MJ, wait, where pippin' at? Man, never mind my business. Shades on my face with a big light on me. Couple more years, I'ma be big homie. Gotta thank God for the folks that know me. Till left main on the way to Wyoming. With the same one, ain't never been phony. Working all night trying to get a little money. Daddy girl said she want my little pony. But I'm like, to get everything. Time to get on the train. Got it drip in the drain. They like, when did it rain? And the mission don't change. She like Piggy and Brain. Cause I'm still with the gang. I don't know who you bring, but you keeping that DNA in my stamina. Planning some day to day on my calendar. They tryna bite the flay like tarantula. I'm not the one to wait, get the manager. Told y'all we gon' be straight, no diagonal. Oh, we gon' come in late, I ain't bragging no. Give me them heaven gates, you can have it all. When I ain't got some stripes like a basketball. Kept me in the Holly fame, came from pocket change. Used to walk around like what's the name? To be like, say. Had to push everything out the way. I'm talking about all the way. Wanna get cuz out the change for the holiday.
Now, I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.